Your photography sucks. This stuff looks like a complete shit show. This portfolio is worse than a car wreck. Whatever, get out of here, blowhard. All that and more coming up here on The Morning Jolt. What's up, guys? Mark back here with yet another video. Today, we're talking about criticism. So, just as a forewarning, this is for new and younger, just starting out photographers. So, if you don't fall into one of those camps, you can take your old ass on down the road. Take your old ass down the road. So, look, kids. Photography is an art, and art is open to criticism. Art is something that you put out there. You got to put it out, you got to set it out, you got to hang it on a wall, and there's probably going to be some open public displays of said work, of said art, and because you're doing that, it's open to criticism. Now, I'm not just talking about physically on a wall. I'm not just talking physically displaying it at a street art fair. I'm talking about Instagram. I'm talking about all the different places that you happen to post your photographs. As soon as you do that, you are opening yourselves up to criticism. Now, criticism, on top of having to learn how to figure out what's your shutter speed, aperture, ISO, rule of thirds, the inverse square law, on top of learning all of those things, you also want to start putting stuff out there for people to see because you happen to take a bunch of photographs that you are really proud of. You think a lot of them. Hey, man, and I think that's great. I think that when you take a photograph that you feel proud of, I don't think that in any way, shape, or form you should hold that shit back. Put it out there. Now, 2 years down the road, you're probably going to look back on that photograph and go, holy shit. What exactly was I thinking? Hey, I've done it a million times myself. As a human being, as an artist, as a photographer, you are going to words are pretty hard today. You're going to progress. You're going to grow. You're going to improve your skill level. And your photographs are progressively going to get better. So naturally, you look back on yourself, you're like, oh my God, what the hell? What was going on? Why did I even think that that was worth putting out there? You know what? And that part of it, it doesn't even matter. You put stuff out at the moment you felt proud. And there's something to be said for the stuff that you actually took the time to photograph, edit, and then put out. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not going to look back on that stuff and heavily criticize yourself, which is completely fine. Self-criticism and getting constructive criticism from the outside is also perfectly fine because it does help you grow. It does help you improve as a photographer. But the problem is that there are going to be a lot of shitheads out there on the internet. So if you ever plan to put any of your photography out there on the internet, you can go ahead right here, right now, mark it in the calendar that Mark said it on the Morning Jolt on October the 5th, 2018. You are going to have a massive amount of shitheads at one time or another that are going to say super duper mean things. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that if you do not have the stomach for criticism, if you are a snowflake, if you're easily offended, just don't do it. You're going to cry, you're going to quit, and you'll have wasted your money. Now, I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm trying to tell you the truth. You're going to get a lot of criticism. You're going to hear things from other people that you don't know that have taken a look, probably a cursory look, at your work and completely thrashed it. Now, if you're not prepared for that, if that is in no way, shape, or form your idea of a good time, then just keep it to yourself. Do it for yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't show another single solitary person. Because I'm telling you, it's going to happen, whether you like it or not. People, because of the anonymity of the internet, they don't care. They'll just say whatever vile hunk of shit falls out of their pie hole, and they'll just drop it right in the comment section under your photograph and tell you should eat shit and die. Your photography completely blows. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. Unfortunately. Now, I like to stir the poo-poo pot just as much as the next person, but I never thrash someone else's hard work. If they took the time to go out and photograph that thing, edit that thing, post it up, and no one posts anything unless they're proud of it. Let's just tell the truth. No one just randomly goes, well, I shot a picture, here we go. No one does that. They have actually taken some time to make that photograph, so I don't thrash it. But what I do is I do happen to give constructive criticism about how I feel about the picture, stuff that appeals to me. And that brings me to my second point. Art is subjective. Not everyone is going to be into what you are into. Not everyone is going to be into your particular style. That's assuming that you've even developed a style yet. So because art and photography is a subjective medium, you're going to have some people that will be like, oh my God. But it doesn't mean that you're a terrible photographer. Sometimes it just means that what you did just didn't appeal to them. And that's perfectly fine. We're not here to please everyone. We're here to make what we like. We're here to make and create what we enjoy. So every single day, my friends, every single day, you get out there and you hustle and you make what you enjoy making. Don't let your art, don't let your inner creativity be directed and guided by asshole comments on the internet. Hell, even if you do one day happen to get your art posted up in a gallery somewhere, you're going to walk around behind the people as they're looking at your stuff, and you'll hear little conversations. And if you let those bad ones get under your skin, I think it's going to be a rough night. Probably going to need an extra cocktail or two. Speaking of cocktail, a little rum in your coffee never hurt anybody. Criticism is a useful tool. It can make you better by understanding maybe what you did wrong or what you could have improved. But just straight up vitriol and just straight up trash talk, I mean, it's of no help in the long run, but take it and then use that feeling that you have and use it to make yourself a better photographer. Don't let it stop you and go, oh man, maybe this is terrible. Oh my God, maybe this does suck. And if we're just going to be real here, I mean, there's probably a really good chance when you're just first starting out, your photography does suck. It's probably terrible, both technically, compositionally, and it's probably exposed all to hell. You know what? But that's fine. It's part of the journey. It's part of the learning process. So do not let that get you down. Just keep moving forward. Now, I get shitty comments on my stuff all the time, but I put myself out there knowingly and willingly. I expect that what I create, and I do, this show, I have to use some sort of creative force inside my body and put this stuff out there. So I'm opening myself up to criticism, and I'm perfectly fine with all the trash talk that I get on my comment section. I expect it. As a matter of fact, I embrace it. I love it. The more they shit talk me, the more it makes me want to get up every single morning and make that next video. The more it makes me want to do better. The more it makes me want to try harder. Because I'm just going to be completely and totally honest with you. If you let those comments seep in, if you let those seeds of trash seed themselves in your mind and mess you up, that's the beginning of the end, my friend. I'm telling you. It will bring you down. It will drag you straight to the ocean floor. So, if you're not open to the criticism, don't put it out there. You've got to be tough, you've got to be focused, and you've got to do exactly what you like to do every single time you pick up that camera. Every single time, it's got to be what you want. Because if you photograph for anyone else, if you photograph because of the comments that you're going to get, you're never going to be truly happy with the work that you put out there. There are going to be a lot of times where you're not going to get it right. You're not going to get the exposure right. You're not going to get the shutter speed right. But happy little accidents happen along the way too. Sometimes you'll have your shutter speed way too low and you'll accidentally motion blur the shit out of a photograph, and then you get it back to go edit it maybe, and you're like, damn, that was supposed to be a throwaway, and it ended up being one of the best shots I ever took. The long and short of it is, do for you. Shoot what you want to shoot. Make what you want to make, and fuck everyone else. Everyone else does not matter. At the end of the day, you're going out of this life on your own, all by yourself. You're not put on this planet to please anybody else. You're not put on this planet to make someone else happy, unless you're being paid to. Now pay me that cash. But for all the other times, it is all about you. Make your own way. Blaze your own path steadfastly. Stand your ground, make your art, and never, ever give in. All right, bitches, so put up or shut up. And that's all I've got for you all today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And if you did, consider giving the video a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing. At any rate, thanks so much for stopping here and watching yet another Morning Jolt episode on the Photo Video Show. And I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I'm going to see you guys again on... By the way, your photography sucks. The next one. Peace out. If you're not a young or new photographer, take your old ass down. Take your old ass down the road. Whoa. Take your old ass down. Shit, why can't I say that? Then take your old ass down the road.